Okay, so we're going to go ahead and review just a little bit while Kyler's getting caught up on his intro. We're going to go ahead and review. And actually, again, I have to give you guys kudos because I used what you guys came up with on Friday all hour, and apparently it's really helpful, and apparently we're going to make posters out of it, and it's really great. So kudos to you guys with the Betty Goes Yam Picking. Okay, so what did Betty stand for? Do you remember? Blue. And what does blue mean in your paper? Somebody raise their hand and tell me, what does blue mean, Fabian?
Specific to intro, /conclusion.
Very good. Specific to intro and conclusion. Now, goes. What color does go with? What color does go with? Love? Green. And what does green mean? Love, go ahead. It goes throughout your entire paper. Now, what about yams? What color does yam go with, Ayana? Yellow. And what does yellow go for? What does that mean? Very good. Your overall topic. Okay, great. What about picking? Taylor? Pink. And what does pink mean? Stop, elaborate, and tell more information. It's stop, collaborate, and listen, but we're going with stop, elaborate, and tell. Okay? So, I told you on, what day was that? Friday. I told you on Friday to put it for your title, your person's name. Does everyone have their person's name written? Yes? Fantastic. Now, we also started on Friday to talk about our hook. And the hook is specific to what you're going to introduce your person. I gave you 4 different options. I gave you 4 different options to use to start your hook with. I gave you list, which is the one that I used. I gave you surprising fact about the person, amusing anecdote. Does anybody remember what anecdote means? A little story, like 1 to 3 sentences, very small. Or a quotation. Remember, the quotation should not be the quotation that you asked your partner about. This should be something that they said. It's not their favorite quote that you asked at the end of your interview. It's their own specific quote. Now, I'm going to go ahead and just fill in mine really quickly because you guys all have this done, right? Your hook? Okay, so for my hook, I put freestyle, period, backstroke, period, breaststroke, period, butterfly. Period. Now, I'm just trying to find a darker color. Now, did we talk about the lead yet? No, we have not talked about the lead. Okay. Now, the lead, just a reminder. Oh, I was going to go back and forth real quick. Now, the lead is where you explain what you're talking about. If I write out this list and then I just go straight into talking about where my person was born, my reader's going to be like, wait, what? What? I don't understand. You have to explain your hook. So when you go to introducing your lead, you need to explain what it is. If you did a list, you need to put, these are just a few of the events that Monica Wyatt swam during her time on the swim team. Is Monica Wyatt ever going to appear in your paper? No, do not put Monica Wyatt. Your paper's not about Monica Wyatt. Your paper is about your partner. Your paper's not about me. Now, if you did an amusing anecdote, or maybe even a surprising fact, your lead is where you explain that story. Okay? The last example would be, this was the amusing anecdote, I believe. As she walked through the bustling hallways of middle school, Monica looked up as a fist met her face. She realized that she had walked straight into a fight between 2 love-struck hooligans arguing over a girl. Only Monica could find herself in such an awkward situation. That's the amusing anecdote. So this one was the surprising fact. So, the last one, this one you can use a quote, an additional quote. It doesn't necessarily, I know I said that it has to be a quote from your partner, but it doesn't. It can be a quote that they like. So an additional quote to the one that you asked them about. Jim Rohn once said, if you don't like where you are, move, you are not a tree. Monica has always found this quote to be true, and she has always enjoyed seeing new places. Okay? So these are just some examples of ways that you can explain your hook. How many of you did a list? Any of you? 2 of you? How many of you did, excuse me, how many of you guys did a surprising fact? Okay? How many of you guys did an amusing anecdote? How many of you guys did a quote? Okay, I got like half of you that didn't raise your hand for any of them. So that's a little bit, it makes me a little scared. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you the next 2 minutes to finish your hook and to write your lead. Okay? Yes, Darius. Can Mrs. Quinzer check it? Okay, I'm going to go ahead and write down mine so you can kind of see where we're going. Ayana, what's up? No, we're not doing green yet. Remember, green goes with our thesis.
Okay. Hold on. Do we want them to like split this out?
Yeah, if that's a list, that needs to be the list, and then this needs to go to lead.
Okay.
Maybe Darius, what you could do is you could elaborate on who gave him those nicknames. Because you want your hook and your lead. It needs to be at least 2 sentences. Your hook should be a sentence, and your lead should be 1 to 3.
It's up to you. Like, there's a lot of different ways that you can do it. But if you don't want to come up with another sentence, so then and so put period, take out I am, and then I can make a period in between. And then just rewrite that down below, just drop it into R. Yes. Okay. So you need to come up with your hook and your lead. So what about Jared? Are you going to bring the grass? I don't either. I didn't hear what you said. I just like to. So is there a funny story that happened on there?
Just as I kind of survey the room, I noticed that some of you are talking amongst yourselves and having conversations, but you haven't written anything on your paper yet. That concerns me because if you're not gonna participate, you're not gonna write with me, I'm gonna have to leave you in the dust. I can't sit here and wait all day for you to get done while you finish your side conversations. I can't do that. So I really need you to use the time I'm giving you to get finished so that we can move on.
And then her lead was something about just a few of these things.
Yes. Not as much as I'd like to. Longview's kind of far from my house, so I don't really get to swim there very often, and I find that Legacy is always crowded with like families, So they use the lap pool, so you can't really swim laps when there's people playing. No, probably not anymore. I can do a flip turn, but I probably can't do a black flip off the board anymore. Raise your hand if you're ready for me to move on to bridge. Okay. If you're not raising your hand, I need you focused and looking at either the screen or your paper. Yeah, that's fine. But for your lead, you need to explain what's happening.
Yeah, you can start with that. But you would have to use his name. You need to make sure it has the name. Say that again. This isn't quite, no, this isn't, those aren't gonna really work. Because you're trying to stop.
I feel like I kind of put that part like where the lead could have went. Like,
It's like you're hooking me in.
I want you here in the lead to explain more about what's the car.
oh,
Okay? So give me a sentence about maybe what the car is, how long it took them, something like that. Explain upon it, or expand upon it, I mean.
Ever walked into a screen door? Quentin Sweeney walked into a screen door.
Oh, Miss Quinzer, we don't want them to use questions.
Don't use a question. But there you go, other than a question. That's why it's a good example. Okay.
Maybe you could do the sound that you make whenever you crash into a screen door.
No, that's not, you need to hook me. You're right, but that doesn't say he slipped and fell, that says Darius slipped and fell. So, change it around, and switch it up, and say. No, don't do it one time. That's boring. Make it exciting. Your hook is to catch me. If I had a paper that said, like just something really boring at the very beginning, would you want to read it as much as something that sounds exciting and embarrassing or funny?
What?
I want to know if you don't need to give like. That's what I mean. Like, I'm wondering if we should give like a little like random.
I did already.
No, I know, but like having them practice writing them out. It's like, hey, here's the anecdote. Give me a hook for it.
Okay, now we are going to move on to our bridge. And our bridge is where you tell the meat and potatoes of your person's story. This is where you are going to include their full name, their nickname, if you haven't already included that in your intro, their birthday and their birthplace, their siblings, if they have any, and their residence, where the person has lived. You are not doing a bulleted list of this, okay? That's not what you're doing here. Now, you need to make sure that you are varying your sentence types. And what I mean by that is you don't just have a simple sentence every time. There are things in here that this should not be 5 sentences. This should be 2 to 3. You can say, Monica Jo Wyatt was born on blank in blank, and she has 1 brother. Okay? That's 1 sentence, but I included 2 of the things, or 3 of the things. Okay? Yes, all of those, unless you've already talked about their nicknames earlier in your introduction. Okay, so I'll show you my example. Okay, why am I the one of 5 people in this room writing right now? You should all be writing right now. Should all be writing. No, I'm moving. Oh, yeah, hold on. I thought you meant the list of the... I was like, no, we moved on from the hook.
No, that's a good explanation. What could your hook be? What did he tell you about playing basketball? Ask him about, well then ask him, he's sitting right now. Look, he got first place. That should be your hook. Do you have an eraser? How old are you?
Oh, a big one? On my desk back there, I do.
Can I use that one?
Oh,
I just
yeah.
noticed it.
Yeah.
I didn't see.
I decided that I'm going to make them, since we're going to have to do our argument on paper, I'm going to make them write their rough draft of this on paper. And then they can type once their rough draft's written.
I like it.
Fabian, do you have yours written down?
I mean, you have to elaborate a little
Okay,
bit.
you need to finish it.
Evoke an emotion.
Darius, did you finish? Yes. Okay. Shalise, you finished? Yes. Zoe, you finished? Okay. Carter, you finished? Brendan, you finished? Okay, what are you doing then? Maybe you should go on to the bridge, since that's what we're on right now, and you can come back to the hook. Okay, because you don't need the hook in order to write the bridge. Jenna finished? Noah finished? Ayana finished? Ashton finished? Isaac finished? Sierra, are you writing? I can't tell. Are you writing? Okay. Kirkland finished?
and now use the lead, but you don't have to repeat his whole name in your lead, since you said it before.
I believe so. It's supposed to thunderstorm on Friday. I'm excited. Me too. Does this help you or does this help you better? Brendan, Taylor, does this help you or does this help you? That's okay. Just say it again. Well, maybe don't say his middle name. Just say Brendan Hansen. Because you know, if you notice in the lead, I also said Monica Wyatt, and then I said Monica Jo Wyatt in the bridge. So you can take out his middle name if you already said that.
So you're born in Kansas City, right? Moved to Olathe. Ran more.
If you're ready to move on, if you're not, you're fine. But if you're ready to move on, all you have to do is copy your thesis over from your big outline to your thesis box. You've already written your thesis. It's already right here. Yeah, we wrote it when you guys were interviewing. You are going. Oh, Darius and Fabian. You guys are going to be figuring out what it is that made each other who they are. So, for example, for me, through my interview, Miss Bowman said that what makes me who I am is traveling. So you can follow my sentence frame here, or you can come up with your own. Okay? So all you have to do is transfer your thesis over to your thesis box. That's all you have to do. Transfer it exactly over. Do you want me to put that back up, guys? Okay. The what? What do you mean the sentence one? This one? If you notice, I'll highlight what is what. So this is first name. Oh, no. First name, birthday, birthplace, nicknames, siblings.
And you can do those in whatever order.
Yep, doesn't matter. I put up the video that you were supposed to watch on my Google Classroom? Okay, well then you guys can follow along with my sentence frame and figure out what it is that makes your person who they are.
Oh, no, it's not. This is step number.
So, if you were not here the day that we did this and you did not watch the video on my Google Classroom like you were supposed to, this is what we're doing for the thesis. What experience did you learn about the person who shapes who they are? This is going to be, what did you learn about them? Maybe they have a specific vacation that they took, or they are from a non-traditional family, or they have done something spectacular. Maybe it's sports, maybe it's a person. There's a whole bunch of different options here. But you are determining what it is that makes them who they are. So this is my sample. Fabian, I'd get right in your topic, or your thesis. Your thesis is going to tell what your entire body paragraph is going to be about. So, you need to figure out what is it that you are going to talk about that makes your person who they are. So if you look at my thesis, what is it that I'm going to talk about in my body paragraph? Traveling. I'd prefer that they didn't.